This problem says, what is the sum of the angle measures in this shape? Again, that technical word that I'm going to keep coming back to instead of the word shape is polygon. So they've asked here for the sum, and our little notes here, hopefully you written them down, is that to find that sum, we have to use this formula, also in yellow, n minus 2 times 180. And just like our notes say, n represents the number of sides that the polygon has. They're going to be different in every problem, in many of the problems. So you don't have to draw these because I can draw on my screen here. I know you all can't, but so this will be 1, 2, 3, 4. This shape has 5 sides. In this problem, I'm going to erase those marks. In this problem, I'm going to put this on our notes and you can write it down too. In this problem, our polygon, our shape, has 5 sides. The polygon, I spelled it wrong, sorry. It just means the shape we're using. That shape has 5 sides. So n is 5. N equals 5 in this problem. And what we're going to do is use that formula. I'm going to change colors here. N minus 5. I'm sorry, n minus 2 times 180 degrees. And all we're going to do, I'm going to highlight it here, is replace the n in this problem. Since we counted them, there's 5 sides. I'm just going to replace the n with the number 5 in that formula that I just wrote. I'm going to write it again, and I'm going to erase and replace. Actually, I'm not going to write it again. I'll just erase and replace. So I'm going to erase that n, and I'm just going to replace it with the number 5. Of course, 5 minus 2 is 3. So we just need to put our answer, 3 times, our answer will be 3 times 180 degrees. You can use your phone or your calculator. 3 times 180 is 540 degrees. So that's the answer, but I want to also explain why we can use this formula. And the key here is that when we did the 5 minus 2, we got 3 times 180. There's a special reason that we got 3, besides the fact that it was in the formula. And that's because we can look at this problem in a different way. You don't have to. Some people, like me, I can understand things better if I can literally see them, if it's visual. I'm what many people call a visual learner. So if we can literally see this as not not just a shape with 5 sides, but we could break this up and think of it as 3 triangles. I could draw a line there, and here's a triangle. I'll just kind of color it in. We'll call it the green triangle. This is a green triangle. Okay. I'm going to draw another line here, and we'll call this part the blue triangle. There's a blue triangle in there. You don't have to fill it in. And we'll call this last part a red triangle. It's kind of skinny. But I really have 3 triangles here. And we've been seeing throughout these problems that we've been doing that a triangle has 180 degrees. So, and since there are 3 of them, this problem, we're just going to multiply 180 times 3. That's why we have our answer. The nice thing about just about any math problem, but this one's no exception, is that there are still other ways to do this or to visualize it or to see it. Because we could have drawn 3 triangles in different ways. I could have drawn those 3 lines in different places. I could have drawn a line segment here. There's a triangle, and I could have drawn one here. I still have 3 triangles. That second line, I could have drawn in another place. I could have drawn it here. Still have 3 triangles. And every time I have a triangle, it's going to be another 180 degrees. So no matter how I break this down into different triangles, I have 380 degrees. Now, it works fine, when you have a few sides. 5 is not a big number. Of course, if you end up we're not going to do it today, but if you end up with a shape that has, 15 or 20 sides, you probably don't want to be drawing 15 or 20 triangles. So you want to understand that we can use this formula, and just do a quick addition problem, a quick subtraction problem, some quick arithmetic, 15 minus 2 or 20 minus 2. You can do that almost instantly, and then multiply that number by 180. So make sure that you go back and rewind this if you forgot. Make sure that you write this formula. Let me highlight it again, or circle it with a highlighter. Let me circle it with a different color highlighter. This is the important part right here. Okay. N minus 2 times 180. The N is how many sides that we have. I'm going to highlight that too. The N represents the number of sides that our polygon, that our shape has. This problem has 5. Some problems are going to have 6, maybe 7. Some of them have 9. They could do more, but they probably don't do too many more. Like I said, it gets harder to draw when you do it that way, when you have that many. So remember the formula, but understand that it could be set up by breaking it down and drawing different triangles. It takes a little longer that way, but if you're a visual learner like me, it's a little bit easier to understand. Make sure you go back and watch this again, rewind it, pause it, write the formula down, and try some more problems that have different sides.